What's good, everyone? Welcome to the Almost Grown Up podcast with Azeem and Kamil. As always, if you like what you hear and see, drop us a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and yeah, leave a comment. See you in a vid. 1, 2, 3,
Nice.
It's good, bitch.
A lot of things. Just seen my godson.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw him, and
Cutie.
it was so nice because it's been the pandemic and been like a year and a bit, so he's grown up so much. He's like a little human. He's like, talks and understands things.
There's conversations. It's like,
yeah.
How did you? I had that when my little sister was little. I'd come back from like uni, and I'd just be like, "When did you learn to say this?" Like she'd be like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "Bro, why did I miss you saying cool?"
Like they grow a personality, and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to see him again, and just start making plans for when we can see him in the summer. But you won't be around very much this summer. You got some big news.
Wow, I say big news. I got a
mean,
gig
for people,
for a musician in the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. For people who understand
Yeah.
being in the arts of any sort.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So nothing glamorous, but doing some residency gigs at fucking holiday parks, mate. But hey, money's money.
I remember
Give me it.
whenever everyone was at high school and used to smoke cigarettes, and it'd be like, "Oh, really cool." If you just make it down to the bike, but like, "Oh, you go on Butlins."
Was that actually a thing?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
and it was like, if you just smoke the ink, you know, where it says like, the logo, like if it says Mayfair or whatever.
Oh
it is.
yeah, there was always like every school had that like corner where everyone would go and smoke, and it was always like you'd have like a couple doing like lookout.
Yeah,
it was always
Well, the
usually by like the
meerkats,
PE
just
block. Yeah, like quick, put it out. But like, the teachers clearly knew. Like surely,
yeah, for sure. But then it's like, how much energy do you want to invest in that? Like,
I guess they're gonna do it regardless.
yeah, if you don't have them doing it on the school premises, do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were kids that used to hop the gate anyway. So,
Oh yeah, dude.
but yeah, so now that you're gonna be MIA, I guess
From like mid-June.
we're gonna figure out a new way to do this podcast.
Yeah.
Might go back to the old, just purely audio, so you won't be able to see our beautiful faces anymore.
I reckon we could sort out some cameras.
Yeah.
We just use our phones, face cams.
Oh God, no one wants to see like
No, it won't be like
thumb Azeem.
Yeah, the most exactly. That's like the least flattering angle. No, just
the thumb podcast.
leave you one of the lights. You'll have the nice setup.
Oh.
I'll be in a shitty fucking hotel room.
We can take a light with you.
I guess, yeah.
There
Dress
you
up a little bit. There you go. See, sorry.
Problem solved.
We got
Although we were
light
going to try and do that thing where I looked at getting those mics to plug into the phones.
Oh shit! Yeah, the lapel mics.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'm buying quality though. Like they're like up to £30 for one.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm like, is this good?
I guess
you
you just got to try, haven't it?
You could try before you buy on Amazon.
You can't. Well, no, it's like frowned upon, isn't it? Or like to open it and use it and then go, "Oh, I didn't use it." I've
Especially
definitely not
underwear.
done that. Underwear? No, not with underwear.
Try it before I buy it. Well, what have you done that with? The lights?
No, we bought some props for video shoots that we used. Green screen, that was it. Bought a green screen.
Okay.
Sorry, Amazon, if anyone's watching, but hey,
I'm sure you have more than
don't give a
enough
fuck.
to cover that off.
Yeah. So then, yeah, returned it. I mean, we literally set it up once, folded it back the way it was meant to go in, and
Oh, so you actually used it?
oh yeah, it was
Like,
green
so
screen.
you got your use out of it. Why did you just keep it?
We needed to buy 5 of them because that's when we were all spread out around the country, but we couldn't actually meet. So we had to film a music video.
Is this for Backwoods?
Yeah, separately.
Ah,
There'll be a link in the description, just if you want to.
shameless plug. Why not?
Yeah, it's just literally our heads photoshopped, edited in jars.
Speaking of Photoshop and editing, you've been absolutely smashing it. The quality of these videos has gone up exponentially like, each time.
Well, it's it's a wonder what learning about some basic lighting and how cameras work can do. So yeah, I remember getting really fucking annoyed, like, because there was that one podcast we did. I think it was episode 20. It's
Wow.
35. Jesus Christ!
The fact you
We did it
remember
for a while.
which one
I think it was
pissed
20.
you
I
off.
don't know. I can't remember, but like the quality stepped up. I was like, whoa, what the fuck happened? It was like it was the first day we got this
Oh, I
this
remember
one here,
this.
yeah, and we put it up and then we put the light behind it, and then I remember you going, "This is sick,"
Oh, yeah,
and
I remember
then
that.
there were a few podcasts after that where I just couldn't get the same look. I just obviously didn't understand how the camera worked, like how to match the settings. And I was so annoyed. There was a couple where we just looked like grey. It was horrible. And I was like, right, we're going to experiment.
And
then
now we've got your things set on the little shared notes thing.
yeah, I saved the settings. So
I've got shared notes with you and my girlfriend, no one else. And then when you and me were with Charlotte last night, she was like, I can't do these things with Azeem. When you went to like your couple like getaway sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like we basically are like my hetero life partner, basically.
I guess that's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah, we don't do no gay shit.
No. Not with him anyways.
But yeah, so like now that you're going to be playing this, it is actually Butlins, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Butlins.
What's the clientele like? Who
Fucking...
goes to? Because I only remember
Yeah.
seeing like adverts for it when I was a kid.
So I've done a couple of Butlins gigs, and it's a mixed bag of people because you get a lot of like hen do's and like stag do's, kind of like I don't want to offend too many people, but it's kind of like
Fuck it. Why not?
not the scummy people, but it's like the proper laddie Brits who go and they literally just go and get hammered every night. I mean, like,
Is it like an all expenses paid?
I
like
think
it's a resort,
You can
right?
get packages where like, so you get chalets or you get hotels, or like sort of hotel rooms where you have like a basic
Chalet makes it
kitchenette
sound a
sort
lot
of thing.
more.
Well,
posh than it
yeah, a
is.
chalet would be like if you had like a big group of you. So you had like one
right.
big kitchen and like 3 or 4 different rooms and stuff. But you know, if you go as a
Okay.
couple, which is I don't know, I would never do that.
You'd be like,
Hey, if
what
you
did I
do
do
it,
to
fair
deserve
play.
this?
Yeah, I guess everyone's got to go on a holiday and you got to work within your budget, sort of thing. But yeah, you know, the caliber of restaurants there is like Burger King, and
No.
there's a big old Burger King. Yeah, there's always one of
Wow.
those. Is like it's almost like
So what does Butlins actually? What is Butlins?
they're like tribute bands. So they're just a holiday park. So like they have like you could do activities there. You can there's like a club, not a club. I guess it's like a theatre thing where there's like somebody
Shows.
go into a gig. Yeah, they have like entertainment, and then during the day they
That's
have
what
like
you're going to be, right?
yeah, and then during the day they have like I don't know, magicians for kids or some shit. You know, they might have like shows and movie thing. I don't know. Like
If you get like
I've never been as a punter.
if you got a once in a lifetime opportunity that was at the same time as this thing, but it didn't pay as much, would you do it?
Yeah. Yeah, for me,
Oh, I suppose you could also just get someone to dep out for you. One of the
yeah,
shows.
potentially. The only annoying thing is that like when you do a gig like that, it depends because like so depping is like when somebody basically just fills in for you, you know. But not everyone wants deps. So some people want. I just want the
Amber
same
Heard
drummer.
didn't. Sorry.
Nice. Not nice, but nice.
Zing.
Yeah, so some people just don't want other people filling in, you know, because then it's almost like a lack of loyalty, I guess. Because then you say yes to this gig that can make you some money, and then you go, oh, but I only want to do it when it's convenient for me. It's like,
Yeah.
kind of doesn't really work that way.
Question.
All the time.
What does dep actually? What's it short for?
I don't know. In America, they call it subbing, where you sub
Which
for someone.
makes more sense.
Yeah, they just call it dep. I don't know.
My deputy.
I don't know. Whenever I type it into my
double
phone,
P?
it always just little red dots underneath it. Like, this is not a word.
The
It's
double-
like, yes. Yeah, depping. Yeah. So when you put dep, it's just DEP.
If someone knows, let us know in the comments,
know.
please.
I remember when I first found out, I was like, this is what it's called. Okay. Weird word, but yeah. Because like,
I wish I could do that. My job.
cause you can sit in, if you
Can't be
sit in
asked
with,
tag you.
if you sit in with someone, that means you're basically next to them
Bitch.
as they're playing the gig. So
Yeah.
when you say we'll do like a theatre show and you're learning the show, like West End,
Yeah.
you would sit in with the musician, i.e. sit next to them during the show so you can really fucking see what's going on. But
I did that.
depping, you're taking over.
So when I watched you at American Idiot, would that be sitting in?
Yeah, so yeah, exactly.
Okay,
so yeah, so
gotcha.
you sat in,
Right.
but you didn't sit in from the point of view of like trying to take notes and learn the show. It was just
I fucking wrote
you
the
had
show,
a-
bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not.
Hmm.
Speaking of American Idiot, you said you had so this ties into what we just saw my godson as well, and I got shown a video of him because he really likes the song "I Can Sing a Rainbow," and
Nice.
he actually sings it really like well in tune. And I remember you saying about your you had a student who was playing When September Ends,
Yeah.
or Wake Me Up When September Ends, just straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's nature or nurture when it comes to music?
This is an ongoing,
Because there's this
discussion
thing
I have
about
with
people
other
who
teachers.
about visual artists, right? So everyone can draw, but the kids that stop drawing and don't progress art anymore is the ones who lose confidence in what they do. So you see
Yeah.
how when you have like these people on Instagram that post like, you know, me drawing at age 5, 6, and you see it improve. It's because they were told and encouraged to keep doing it, and so their way of sort of conveying reality onto the page is encouraged and it improves.
See,
Do you reckon it's the same with music too?
you know,
and your ability to pick up rhythms, because you're like, if you do it wrong, no one will be like, oh, stop it. They'll be like, yeah, well done.
but I learn myself. So I am like kind of
Yeah.
on the other side of the argument where, like, I didn't play. I was honestly like not interested in music. Like up until probably I was a teenager, I started skateboarding, and then I discovered like punk music and like rock and stuff, and I was like, this is sick. Before then, I just would listen to like the odd Eminem song. It wasn't like I would listen to CDs and stuff until I found out about bands, and then
What's the
and
first
then I
CD
just
you
ran.
got?
Oh, dude, it's probably like a fucking compilation of like summertime hits from like the year 2000 or some shit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, like poppy stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, like the
loads
first
of like
band CD, sorry.
oh fuck,
Like album.
oh my god, maybe like either like a Slipknot record or like a Linkin Park album. I don't actually remember my first album. Oh, maybe I bought is it called Californication? No, it's got Californication on it, or whatever that album is by Red
Yeah,
Hot Chili.
Californication.
Oh, is that? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was that one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember that much.
I remember cassettes
I downloaded them off like fucking LimeWire.
and about 20 viruses with it. That LimeWire and FrostWire were the ones that...
Bearshare was the one. When that came out, everyone was like, "Oi, Bearshare's the
Do you remember
one."
BitComet
No.
and all the torrents that you used to get off of it?
Oh no.
That was like where I used to go download all my skate movies from.
Oh
Like
shit.
Flip, sorry. And then there used to be like the deadest quality on like the iPod Classic. And just watch it on
Oh.
that tiny little
Yeah.
screen.
Remember, like, whenever you download something and then it was like 2 kilobytes, you're like, this is fishy.
Fuck.
And then you open it and you just goes, "I did not have sexual relations
Oh
with
my
that
God.
woman.
Yes.
Please visit this for this such and such
So
advert." So, for fuck's sake. And then you learn to spot that. You're going, okay, no, it's got to be in the megabytes. Okay, it's probably that one. And you
That's
just
what
queue them up.
the
and just
early
download
days
it.
of trolling, whoever put that on there.
Probably, yeah.
I remember because I didn't necessarily know how to Google things accurately, so I was just sort of typing in CKY into LimeWire and downloading like the odd songs here and there from
Yeah.
each album. And I was like, I don't have an album, but I've got a few albums worth of songs.
Yeah. And then the quality was always so shit. But hey, it's how
I
we
mean,
did it.
the old CKY albums weren't massively produced anyway, so I was like, is this what I'm meant to be hearing, or is this just a shit quality song?
Is it meant to sound this grainy and fuzzy?
I remember, I think we were setting up a podcast a couple of weeks back, and I managed to rediscover Enter Shikari's album,
I never got into them.
the Take to the Skies album, and I was playing it, and you're like, you're such a like elitist with production. You're like, this would not pass nowadays. I can't believe they managed to do this.
Well, yeah, because obviously technology evolves to the point where, well, obviously it just gets better, and obviously sound improves, and techniques improve in that, and when you listen to like a band's like breakthrough album or whatever, say like 20 years ago, you're like, fucking hell, that would not pass nowadays, because the level of quality he's stepped up to the point
It's
where
more easily accessible, I guess.
yeah, exactly, and it's just
But then I suppose how much of it would be down to artistic license, because maybe you want to release
maybe you
something-
want that sound as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So like, I went through a phase of like, old drums can only sound one way, like Joey's kit on Volume 3.
Really clicky and
Yeah,
punchy.
really like compressed.
That's still a
but
sick
like-
drum sound
Yeah,
for that record, like not for anything
but then
else.
also, then I remember listening to Let Live's album, the one with
Banshee on it,
Ye-
Ghost
yes,
Banshee,
yeah, that one.
Black is Beautiful.
yes, great memory, man.
No,
I'm so glad you had to
The
back me up on that.
Only reason I know that is because I rinsed that album in uni.
Same.
That was my walking to and from ACM
I
album.
remember this one summer I was skating. I took my skateboard to uni. I was so glad I did it. And this had this like Where I Live was so smooth. And there's a song that goes, is it There's a comfort in being scared when you're
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That came on, the sun was shining, and I was just skating, and it's just a beautiful memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I heard Let Live's album, Black is Beautiful, and I heard that drum sound, I was like,
What
oh,
is this? Yeah.
yeah, it was so different.
Yeah, but that's different in the sense where like
That's
it's not shit sounding different. It's not like, oh, we're just sounding
but
different.
then
But
that's what I mean. Like,
I guess shit is just subjective, isn't it? Like something sounding bad is subjective.
yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, how much of it would be? So maybe Enter Shikari could have produced it better than that, but they decided, do you know what? How are we going to stand out? Because people know what they want to hear and what's the sort of genre norms.
Yeah.
But let's throw that out the window.
Because what year did that album come out? Early
I want to
2000s,
say
right?
2006, 7.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you had great sounding records that were coming out at that time, which are like crystal clear and stuff. I mean, yeah, like you had the whole fucking
Try and do a quick
American
Spotify search.
pop punk movement, which like Sum 41 and stuff, and they sound crisp, you know.
That
So
was
it's
also
just the
like the
level
sort
of
of around
production
the
that
time
you
of like the
have.
overproduced new metal guitar sound as well, though.
Oh, right.
Like, when like Hybrid Theory, great album, like groundbreaking for what it was at the time. But when you listen back to it, same with Meteora, it's like they're playing really heavy riffs, but it just doesn't sound heavy. The guitar's like super compressed and just
But I've
They-
never
they-
noticed that.
really
Yeah, I don't know.
take.
It's such a percussive album, though.
That's
Hybrid
just
Theory.
because Mike Shinoda is just 2007. I was close.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, like Linkin Park, like some of them, two of them went to art school or some shit, and that's why they did all their like robot things they designed.
Oh,
It's all them.
Huh.
Helps, doesn't it? And the drummer was actually meant to be an accountant, I think, or a lawyer.
It's mad how you hear stories of like.
How are you good at so many things? Fuck's sake! Just pick.
But yeah, sorry. So going mad
Sorry.
tangent, but yeah, going back to the whole nature versus nurture kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I have a few students where, like the one that you mentioned, you hear a song or you hear a rhythm and you instantly, your brain just translates that into like, oh, this is what it should sound like. It's almost like you try to sort of think differently in the sense where you just hear it and like you can transfer
feel
the
it.
sound into what it is. Like you memorize that sound as that sound. And then whenever you hear that or a similar sound, you go, oh, this must be this. And then through trial and error, you go, oh, no, is this with this? Oh, okay, cool. That's different,
Yeah.
You can kind of like sort of trial and error it.
That's sort of like what I was like when I taught myself drums, but I used to I found these two drumsticks. They're like from my granddad's house, and used to like put Kerrang or scars on, and like just put all the soft furnishings around me, and then like there's like a massive like cushion, and if you hit it with like in the middle with the tip of the stick, it'd make a kick sound.
Yeah.
Then I used to have like a boxing glove, and if you hit it like flat, so it's more of a slap sound as a snare.
Yeah.
So like with that kind of figured out bits.
Yeah, that's sick. I didn't even do that. I just air drummed. I was pretending.
I remember
I was like, surely this is
begging
right.
my mum to get my first kit.
Yeah.
I think I got it when I was 13. Yours was like, what, 16?
15 when I started playing. And then it was electric drum kit, which I fucking destroyed.
I always was fascinated by
Play
them.
drums. Buy a drum kit. Play drums.
No, I don't. You don't like competition.
That's right. We've got to train the next generation.
Dead generation.
Degenerate. No, you got to train the next generation.
Yeah, I was always fascinated by electric kits because I was like, they never felt the same. But then once you put the headphones on, there were so many different sounds and feels you could create from it. I was like, this is what I want. But then I think I've only really played a couple of them, I guess. But I just the feel of, especially the toms, they just don't.
You have to
It doesn't
spend
feel right.
a ton of money on a good electric drum kit to get that right feel, or to get a closer feel to like an acoustic kit as you can. And then like, I mean, I'm so out of tune with like drum gear and stuff, like, which is kind of bad, like being a professional musician, but it's like I use what I know works kind of thing. I'm not into like all the kind of gimmicky side of stuff, but like with electric kits, some of them cost like $8 fucking grand. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, like the Roland
Jeez.
ones.
Yeah, like what? It's like,
No offense, Roland, but
that's a lot of
out
money,
of,
man.
out of my price range there.
But like for $8 grand, you could buy an amazing drum kit, like an acoustic kit, like top notch, like great cymbals, few different snares. You can buy 2 fucking drum kits, like a nice old one and a really nice new modern one, and you've got boom 2 different sounds. But then obviously with an electric kit, you've got infinite sounds.
Yeah, but you've got your sample thing, right? The
SPDSX, yeah.
I was just going to say SS and just let you finish it. Then I was
just
like,
a little thing you hit, and then it's just you can put whatever sound you want on it. Like things like that is good to have, for various gigs. But
you still doing stuff with the Bloom Twins?
I don't think so.
Because that was the one that like I feel like you did a lot of sampling stuff. I suppose you do stuff with Danny too on that, right?
Yeah, it's nice because that's what's called a hybrid kit, where it's a mix between the electric and the acoustic, and that's quite cool. But also going back to the like if I was to take a gig that paid less, but was I guess a better opportunity.
Yeah.
I've sort of started to really like think, sort of 27 now, I'll be 28 this year. It's like, what do I want to do? And I'm in a fortunate position where I am already doing what I want to do. So my passion is my job now, kind of. And within that job, you have a ton of different subcategories, like teaching, recording, playing live, writing music, whatever. And it's like, well, what do I want to do? And if you go down the gig route, it's like, do I want to play at weddings? Do I want to play original music? Do I want to play at Butlins? Do I want to, do whatever? And it's like, you almost have to kind of then decide and plunge into a certain route, because
you have to specify at some point.
Yeah, because the problem is then you don't want to also overcommit yourself, because then you don't want to be known as the person who will just drop you for the next best thing or the next potential thing.
This is the
and
thing,
it's like chasing meaning rather than the income. Like, because if you chase the meaning and you really go for it, then the income will come.
Yeah, but this is the thing, like, because I remember when you first started, you said yes to a lot of things. So you don't want to be known as a guy that said no or turned down jobs, right?
At the beginning.
And now you have to be, a lot more selective, because there are time wasters, which we've spoken about in the podcast before.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, as you get more mature in the industry, and whatever this is, might not be music, but you sort of learn to spot the bullshit sooner. Yeah,
you sort of tend to notice patterns and trends of like, I don't like the way they're talking about certain things, or the professionalism, or how they, sort of treating a certain situation, and then you go.
I think a lot of it's even just the way someone carries himself in a certain, like, social interaction.
My main problem is when people hype things up too much. That's when first red flags kind of pop up, and you go, okay, let's kind of see where this goes.
But then equally, if it's their art, if they don't believe in it, how else is anyone else?
No, but hyping up like opportunities, like, oh yeah, we've got a sick producer or this, and he's going to do this or whatever, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Anything to kind of get you excited and get you on board. It might be true, it might not be true, but then it's,
doesn't matter. It's, whatever the idea is, someone's got to buy it, and that means someone has to sell it. So
yeah,
there's like still a business at the end of the day, which is the worst part, because I think music is such a pure thing, but business is not.
Yeah, but
I mean, it can be actually.
But nowadays, being a musician, or even being a musician or being a band, you need to understand the business side of things, because it's not like how it used to be, where
it's so saturated.
People just did that shit for you. It's like now you're expected to know how to use social media, to know how to grow your following, to know how to find your audience, and use advertisements to get more students or whatever. It's like it's a lot more responsibility on the individual's shoulders.
But this comes back to like something that we said ages ago about how when we first started this podcast, you were like, oh, I'm going to upskill myself, like you've done the Photoshop stuff and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And now,
but that just came out of fun. That just came out of, it wasn't like a necessity,
Yeah, but then I think for those musicians out there, or anyone trying to make it in any industry, now you've got to be your own brand manager, your own social media guy.
It's a lot of work,
You could not, but you also need to be making the income to be able to pay those individual people if you don't want to learn it. So either learn your job and every aspect of it, or earn enough to get someone else to do it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'd love to get to the point, like even say with this podcast, for instance, like I love editing it. I love doing all the Photoshop bits attached to it, but it's like I would like to have that time to then plan for new episodes.
Yeah, you've got a finite amount of hours.
Yeah, exactly. And like if I can, because I mean, like what I'm doing behind the scenes sort of stuff is not difficult. Like it's just learning how to edit some videos, put a little few funny captions in there and stuff, and then do all the lengthy social. Yeah, exactly. Do all the social media posts, like finding the clips and then like exporting them and then making them kind of work in ways. Anyone can do that, you know, but it's just then warranting spending money on having someone do that, you know, when you're not really making money doing it in the first place.
Pay us, YouTube.
Yeah.
Do we have adverts switched on?
No, because you need more than 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, come on, guys.
You need 1,000 subscribers.
Drop us a subscription.
Yeah. Help us out.
It's
Help
cheaper than an OnlyFans. And
you could sponsor us for only one subscription.
I mean, what's stopping you from doing it? Although also, if you're listening to just the audio part of this, fuck.
Head over to our YouTube if you're only listening. There's a link in the bio.
Also, maybe get used to only voices, because on the occasion that we can't record audio, well, no, visual, then this won't be too foreign for you.
Yeah,
I hope you love
we'll
the
work
sound of
something
our
out, I
voices.
guess. We've also got to deal with the fucking delay of a phone call now as well.
Yeah, I only found out recently, in fact yesterday, that you used to go back and try and chop out the ums and ahs.
Yeah. Because we were so bad during the first few episodes. So bad.
I think it's a lot more natural than you realise, though. Yeah. Because I listen to other podcasts, and there are long pauses, there are bits when people lose their train of thought.
Yeah.
It's totally natural.
Over time, I've learned that that's just, oh, okay, that's normal. That's how a conversation works. You know, I was trying to fabricate it a bit too much. And I was like, that's not how
You were the overproduced metal guitars.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's really crisp. It's got to cut through, man.
I feel like we've actually talked a lot about nothing.
Is that not just every episode?
I kind of like it. This is what I meant when I said we lost our mojo last time. We did music, we did all this other shit. But also, I know I've mentioned it, and we keep mentioning it. Check out our YouTube shorts.
There's a playlist on the channel as well if you just want to watch the shorts.
You can eat my shorts. In the name of Bart Simpson, yeah.
And with that, Simpsons earlier.
Yeah, but with that, we'll say good night, and we'll see you when we see you.
Make sure to hit that comment, hit that subscription button.
I just counted on my fingers for no reason.
You did.
See you later, guys.
Bye.